Hey, it's Darlene. Welcome to my channel and my creative life. Today I'm working on a winter card for the Lee Schoolcraft design team where we make pretty crafty things, and so can you if you go to their shop. I'll have more information on that a little while longer. So I have these two products from them. They're both from Disney. One is this really pretty snowflake stamp set that coordinates with the Olaf die. Now I'm going to use my Sizzix Sidekick to cut out 5 different colors of cardstock to create some dimension with Olaf. Now you can just use one, but if you look at the back, they do show all the different colors, and that's definitely what I want to do. Now using the Sizzix or any kind of die cut machine, that makes it so much easier because you're not hand cutting anything. So I'm doing white obviously for the snowman. There's dark brown for the arms, which are the branches and the little hair dangly things. And then orange for the carrot nose, and then black for the coal buttons that are going down his front. And later on you'll notice that I should have done a different color for the inside of the mouth. Originally I thought I'd use the black, but it just seemed too dark. So I end up using like a medium colored or shade of gray, but you'll see that later. So I'm going to go through and trim off the parts I don't need. So like in this case, I don't need the arms or, like I said, the little hair dangly things. And you'll see me go through all that. But with the magic of video, you don't have to watch it in real time. I'm going to fast forward it and you're going to see all the different layers. I do glue him together just using some liquid adhesive, but I do that off camera. So once I decide on what I'm going to do with my card base, I'm pulling out some blue paper scraps. I had just done a project with other blue paper, so I knew I had a bunch on my desk. So I'm going to be creating a kind of like a puzzle, and you're going to see it right now. So you got 1 and 4 strips, 2 and 3/4 strips, and the other one you can see the dimension on the display I just showed. So you can either hit pause backwards, or you can check out my blog, which the link to my blog will be down below in the information box as well, and it'll have the exact measurements if you missed it on camera. So I'm just laying it out, and that's basically what it's going to look like. I have it on a light blue base, and that base will go on a card front. Now for the fun part, I'm going to be creating my own pattern paper, but basically I'm going to be creating 5 pieces of pattern paper because each one of these little panels is going to be stamped just a little bit different. So I am using 3 different inks, actually 4 different inks. I don't use much more of the Versamark because I don't like the way it looks or on that dark piece, so I don't even bother with it later. Now Versamark is basically like a clear ink, and it gives you like a tone-on-tone look. And I just didn't end up using it. But I have a silver metallic ink, which is so pretty, and then this white ink, which is really pretty as well. And also I'll pull out a blue, and it's just a blue ink pad that I have from my stash. And just like I said, picking out different snowflakes, different of these snow flurries, I guess is what they're called. They look like wind or it's blowing. But you really can't go wrong because all of these colors coordinate, and look at how pretty they look. And like I mentioned, technically this is like 5 different pieces of my own pattern paper. And I'm just stamping and overstamping, and the more colors I use and the variety of stamps I use, it's just giving it more dimension. And then when I'm all done, I use that white ink pad to edge all 5 of the pieces, and I love the way this looks. Now I have to let this sit for just a little bit longer because that white is a little thicker, so it does take a bit to dry, but not much longer. And so once I get done putting all the ink pads away and the lids on and all that stuff, it's good to go. But there's some last minute silver I decided to add because, again, just more dimension. So I'm going to be laying all these, kind of using air quotes, puzzle pieces onto this 4 by 5¼ inch base. And again, on that picture that I showed earlier of the different cutting dimensions, it does mention it's on a 4 by 5¼ inch base, which gives a little bit of a matte the card base will give a little bit of a matte when I put it on the white card base. I did decide to put up the middle using foam adhesive. I think that gives a little bit more dimension on the card as well, and also separates it. And I'm going to be resting Olaf on there. So you can see over in the top left-hand corner, Olaf doesn't have, or he's not complete, because I still need to put those black buttons in, and like I mentioned, the inside of his mouth. And at this point, I still think I'm using black, but I realize it pretty early on that I'm not going to. But just using some liquid adhesive again to glue that down. Now, let me talk about Jen Lee Schoolcraft. If you don't already know, I have the website down in the information box, but this company is a budget-friendly, low-cost website where you can get new and or slightly used products. Now, when I say new and slightly used, it's exactly that. Now, a lot of the new products are like some that have been retired by, larger companies. Some places have, blowout sales and nobody buys them. So they, they're put on this website. Just different really reasons why you might get a new product at this site. Now, and I'm talking low prices. So usually when you're buying a stamp set, you've got to imagine you're spending at least $10 plus, right? Sometimes even 20, we've all been there. But these are like $4, $3, $4, $5. I mean, it's really a great website. So if you're looking for a retired stamp set or one that's no longer being issued, hey, this is a place to look. Like I said, she's not going to have everything, but they're definitely going to be products that you may have missed out on, and then now you can get them. And not only can you get them, but you can get them at a better price. So check that out. And bonus, if you use my first name, which is Dorleen, and the spelling is in the information box, you can get an additional 10% off your order. But this card turned out so cute. And again, I love the pattern paper, the custom pattern paper, because I did make it myself. And now I'm just putting some, I always use the term stickles, but I guess it's not really stickles. I think it's just glitter glue in this case. You buy one bottle of it and all of a sudden they're all called stickles. But anyhow, just adding some little glitter here and there just to kind of glam it up again. You saw me create a banner with the sentiment, and I'm just using I'm using my little pickup stick thing, but you could use a pencil, a pen, anything with a rounded edge to give it that rounded look. I cut the edges to give it a fishtail banner, and that's just one more thing to make this card really stand out. And another thing I did, which I didn't film it, was I added a bow using silver thread over there on the top panel right above Olaf's head. But I hope you like this video, and if you do, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I do post at least 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking. The other is whatever it is I'm creating in the command center, which is the name of my craft room and also my blog. In this case, it's a card, and I do hope you like it. Make sure you check out my blog, my Instagram account, and definitely Jen Lee Schoolcraft's web store. Thank you. Bye.